Hey everyone. I'm just going through my well, uh, I'll start again. I'm just replying to my comments on my channel, and I've had somebody comment on one of my Amber Heard videos, um, and I've wrote a reply back obviously. But Wanda Monroe, you said she needs so many leading questions to put her story together. Now you will find that is true with a lot of toxic people, a lot of liars. The truth will always stay truth in its context, no matter how long between asking about it. But with a liar, lies that need to be practiced and remembered, and liars have got very bad memories. You know, they can't remember the lies. So you ask them again, the same question over a period of time, months, years, and you'll always find that the story changes, because they can't remember the facts of the lie that they made up all that time ago. So you know for sure if something's true, you'll get the same story back. You might get a couple of deviations, maybe a red t-shirt turns blue or something stupid like that. It's little tiny things, insignificant things, but when it's a lie, it's major things that change. It makes you stand back and just think a bit. But yeah, this is how I understood what my mum was like when I started actually paying attention to what people were telling me, because I always had sort of like an inclination, sorry. Is it inclination? I don't know. I'm still tired. Coffee's not kicked in quite properly yet. Inclination. When I was growing up, that people were lying in certain aspects, but when you're a kid, you trust your family. I was very trusting, and I was led to believe a lot of things that weren't true, on all sides. It wasn't just from one person, it was from a lot of people, twisting facts and withholding certain things or adding certain things, withholding certain truths and adding certain lies, for their own benefit, really. I don't know if you've noticed the last couple of days, but I think my Devonshire accent's coming back out as well, and I don't know why. I noticed it last night. Sorry to deviate off what I'm talking about, but I just noticed it then. I don't know why. I seem to be going back to Devonshire. My accent's all sorts. I've lived at all sorts of places, so I tend to pick up accents quite easily. And I was sort of like heading towards a Scouse accent, especially when I was going down for my cancer treatment in Clatterbridge. Right slap bang in the Liverpool area. I mean, I'm just outside where I live in St Helens. They class it as Merseyside, but it's not Liverpool. And we don't have people around here don't have a Liverpudlian accent at all. No Scouse. They do live around here, but it's more of a northern. I can't do it. I don't want to embarrass myself. I don't sound like anything like him, but I don't sound like I come from anywhere really. There's all sorts of different accents mixed in. But yeah, you'll always tell a liar. All you got to do is ask the same questions in different ways over a long period of time, and if their answers change, then you know that they're lying. This is the things that I've had to do to understand what was going on in my life, trying to make sense of everything, because obviously you can't make sense of lies. How are you supposed to? How are you supposed to work out what's true? You've been fed lies constantly. It's very confusing, and it took me a hell of a long time to be unconfused. You know, I still get it now and again, you know, I'm too trusting, you know. But then I can't really judge anybody until I've had a period of time with them. You know, I mean, as soon as I meet somebody, I see myself in them straight away. It's what you do. You reflect your own image onto them. Oh, they're lovely, you know, they seem really nice. Kind, generous, whatever, you know, all the good points. And it's only over getting to know that person that you can make a proper judgment on who they are, you know. You know, and it has to be that, you know, you have to see them on a daily basis. Like, it's like moving in with them, you know. That's the only way that you know someone, truly, is when you spend that amount of time with them, that you can see them every single day, you know, maybe not 24/7, like, you know, but, you know, they are a big part of your life. You can see how they act, how they respond to certain things, how things might change over the course of time, in good ways and bad ways, you know. And that's where I used to cock up, especially with relationships, you know. I used to jump in straight away with both feet, but that was my codependency. That was my, oh God, somebody's interested in me, I better give them everything all at once, you know, just to make sure that they like me and want to keep me, you know. That's how I was, you know, but it was, I could fall in love with this person, and I used to very, very quickly. Within a matter of weeks, that attachment grew. And it was dangerous, very dangerous for me, not good at all. I got in some very bad situations and bad relationships. And it took me a long time to get out of that. But, you know, you do notice when there's changes in someone, you know, from being what they call the honeymoon period, don't they? Even with friendships or whatever, you know, romance type thing, you know, until you actually spend that amount of time with somebody, that you can sit back and see their behaviour, see their actions, because through their behaviour and their actions you can see what their values are, or lack of. You know, you can see somebody's intentions. But you have to stand back and think, right, well, I'm projecting myself onto this person, you know, I think they're kind, loving and whatever, but I need to step back and I need to actually see who this person is for who they really are, you know. What are their core values, what are their morals, you know, what are their beliefs. The list goes on, you know, what are their likes, dislikes, you know, how do they treat other people? That's the biggest one, you know, how do they treat animals, how do they treat life in general, how do they see life in general, how do they see people around them, how do they see themselves, because they're not going to tell you how they see you, not straight away, no. Especially if it's a toxic person that's trying to hook you and draw you in, you know, they're going to give you that perfect person, you know, that you're looking for. Just because they see how much you're gravitating towards them. So they'll charm you, very much so. Tell you all this good stuff about what they like and, you know, their morals and their values and who they are as a person, what they do, all sorts of things, you know. Yeah, they'll be genuine people, that this is who they are. But then you get the toxic people that they'll be like that for what, first few months, or maybe even the first few weeks. You know, it can change that quickly because they can't keep up the act. It's too hard for them, you know, they can't naturally be nice. So you start seeing changes, deviations of things that they've told you, you know. The actions aren't matching up to the words, you know, that's the thing. When you're taught to believe lies, you're taught to listen to the words and ignore the actions. That's very wrong, you know. Do as I say, not as I do type thing. And that's your first sign straight away. Somebody is toxic and manipulative. But this is how I was brought up to think, not knowing that it was the wrong way to think. But once I understood how to spot the patterns, how to spot when people's values or actions change to what they've told me, that's who you find out who the real person is. They just can't keep up the act. And it's the same with Amber. You know, she had to be directed. She had to be led with questions for her answers. You did get some truths out of her, especially when she was talking about the actual confrontational moments, physical moments between her and Johnny. You can see that rage come back in her face of that moment in time when she was attacking him. And she couldn't hide that, because you can't hide the truth from your face, for starters, from your emotions. And it was the wrong emotion for what was going on, you know. She was angry. Yeah, you get angry when you've been abused, but it's more fear. You don't show your emotions like that in front of your ex-partner, especially in court as well, because to show them anger you would get punished for. So you hold that anger down. You hide that anger. You hide it away to protect yourself. And it would have been the same in the court. If she was that traumatised by his alleged attacks and alleged abuse, you know, she would have been completely different in that dock. That anger wouldn't have come out. You would have seen the fear that she was feeling, or she should have been feeling at that time, and you just didn't see that at all. It was, you know, gritted teeth and and you get that with toxic people. And the slip-ups with the things that they say, how they project their own personality onto you. Everything they say, it's like they'll be saying, you've done this, you've done that, you're this, you're that, but they're actually saying that they're that person, they're the ones that's doing all the horrible stuff to you. They're just switching it around, and this is such the confusing part, because especially with a head like mine, you know you've not done anything, but you've been taught to listen to other people and believe what they're saying as a truth. So your head just caves in. It shuts down. It doesn't know what to do. It can't cope with it because it's not logical in any sense whatsoever. It knows it's illogical and it can't cope with it. Mine couldn't anyway, you know. Oh my gosh. And yeah, it would cripple me. My decision making, I couldn't make any decisions whatsoever. You know, even just, do I have a cup of tea? Do I put sugar in it? Do I put a bit of milk in it? Do I use the electric? You know, it all intermingled into things. You know, is this going to cause a problem? Is that going to cause a problem if I do this, if I do that? Am I doing it wrong? Am I going to cause upset for doing normal things? You know, am I going to upset someone? That's it. Am I going to upset someone for doing normal stuff? And it's just incomprehensible, you know. No wonder my head was right up my arse. No wonder, you know, my head just wanted me to end it all, end the pain. It's mind manipulation. It knows what reality is, and it wasn't living in a reality at all. It's been told reality is something completely different to what it knows for a fact it is. And yeah, it's no wonder it goes into that, I've had enough, I can't cope with this stuff, because you just live in your head, you're constantly in your head. Thoughts. From the moment you open your eyes to the moment you go to sleep, That's if you do sleep. And even in your dreams, you know, obviously they come back, all sorts of scenarios and things, you know. You'll wake up from nightmares and, you know, trauma nightmares and things like that, reoccurring dreams and all sorts. Or even just waking up crying for no reason, you know, you've been bawling your eyes out in your sleep. And you wake up and you're just terrified. And you can't remember any dream whatsoever. It's, yeah. Try to explain it to somebody that doesn't understand, that's never been through that. It's very difficult. And I can't really sort of like associate it with anything for them to maybe understand a bit better, other than them going through it, you know. Let me come and do your head in for a couple of weeks and see how you feel at the end of it, you know. Tell you that black is white and green is blue, and yeah, no, you didn't do that. No, this isn't reality. Twist everything that you know into a big lie, and then tell you that it's your fault that I've done this to you, but not admitting that I've done it to you. No, I didn't do that. No, you've not been here for 2 weeks with me having to go at you for everything, changing your reality into a complete lie. No, I've not done that. No, of course I don't. No, that's you. You're crazy. You know, that's how toxic people fuck your head up and screw with you. Screw with your head, and it's horrible. But once you sit down and actually pay attention, that's all you've got to do, is pay attention to who they are, what they're saying, what's coming out of their mouth, and what their actions are. If they don't match up, then there's something very, very wrong. Very wrong. And you should know straight away then that that person is there purely to manipulate you for their own benefit, whatever that may be. You know, it might be financial, it might be emotional, it might be just that they've got a fucking evil streak and they like hurting people, and that's the way that they do it, you know, degrade and demean, and, you know, they get a kick out of the power and the harm that they cause, or get from the harm that they cause. And, you know, they'll scheme, and it's not only you that they do it, it's with everybody. So, you know, talk to your friends if you're worried, you know, do they do this to you, you know? And if they don't, be worried as well, you know? Because some they will do it to and some they won't, because they want to keep up an image. You know, their home image from their social image is completely different. Some people, it's not, they don't care, you know, they can't hold it back wherever they are, but, you know, you will find that there are a lot of toxic people that manipulate everybody around them. I don't know how they've got the energy to do that, the brain energy to do that. I mean, I know I was trapped in my head, like, but, you know, fancy having to be constantly making up lies, constantly having to think of what to say next. It's going to be in your benefit, you know. Fancy having to pretend to be a really nice person, you know. It's like trying to pretend to be a lump of shit for a day, you know. You really wouldn't like that for a long period of time at all, would you? You know, you just wouldn't want to, or you wouldn't want to stay in that form for less than 2 seconds. But if you had to do it for £1 million, you'd bear it. But, you know, you'd be thrown up and all sorts. You wouldn't be able to help it. It's just your natural response to being a lump of shit. Oh God, I'd puke up everywhere. Oh, no, I couldn't last it even a second. So just think of a toxic person trying to be nice in a situation that they can't do, you know. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I just thought that I'd do a little video from that comment. So, Wanda Monroe, thank you very much for your comment, and I've replied back basically with everything that I've just said here, but in a very short space. But yeah, just be aware of people around you. And if they start triggering your emotions and trying to manipulate you, then they're not there to be a friend or a partner or even family, you know. People shouldn't treat people like that. That's not love, that's just manipulation. And it's toxic, whichever way you want to put it, you know. It might not be fists, it might not be violence, you know, it doesn't have to be. Not all my abusive partners or family hit. It was more of a mental thing, mental manipulation, mental entrapment. That's what they had to do, you know. It doesn't take much to manipulate me, or it didn't take much at all, you know, to fuck with my head, and I'd be easily controlled, you know, because I was triggered into that, oh God, into my head. What am I doing wrong? What do I need to do to fix it? What can I do to make the situation better for me and for them, you know? And when you're not supposed to be making a situation better, because there's no situation there to be making better. There was no situation there at all. There was no problem there at all. How can you figure out how to fix things when somebody doesn't want you to fix it and they're taking their steps so you can't fix it? It really does fuck with your head. So if you ever do feel like you're in that situation with anybody, that's what's happening. And at the end of the day, I can tell you to leave this person, walk away, but it's your choice. You know, you have to make that decision. You have to do it for yourself, for your own well-being, because it's not going to get better. It never does. It just gets worse and worse and worse, and you get more ill and ill and ill and more trapped in yourself. You know, at the end of the day, you know, the worst case scenario, it can end in your death, whether it's from your own wanting to end it or just end everything because your brain doesn't know how to cope, and it shouldn't know how to cope in a situation like that. It's not geared to work with lies. When your brain shuts down like that, it's time to walk away. But do it for yourself, you know, because it can end in death, even from your toxic partner. You know, it might get to that stage. You know, you see all these horrible stories in the news of people being locked away, you know, kept prisoner in basements, or, you know, beaten up or killed or whatever, you know, from a toxic partner. But that's, you know, it doesn't always happen that way. But it can affect you. It affected me, and all my life up until, like I say in previous videos, up until May, when I just walked away from friends, but friends that was in toxic environments. I walked away from all of that, the whole package, you know. Unfortunately, I would like to stay with those friends and be friends with them, but it was affecting me. I could see the lies that other people around them was saying and doing, the manipulations that they was doing. And it wasn't just through partners, it was through their friends as well, you know. I could see it. I could say, okay, yeah, but that's what's going on. And I did mention it, you know, because I'm very open, you know. I wasn't exactly direct, but I broke off with some friends, so obviously if I'm still around the other friends, I'm going to talk about this other friend, why I broke off the friendship, my thoughts and feelings, and it's all logical, valid, healthy reasons, you know. putting up boundaries. There's certain things I will not accept in my life. And unfortunately, if there are friends in a situation and they can't see that they need to get out of it, then I'm going to have to just walk away from that whole situation. You know, as much as I like that friend, you know, as much as I want to help that friend. Obviously, you know, they have their moments where they come and seek advice, and, you know, I'm always open and I'm always truthful with what I come back with. You know, with any sort of situation, it doesn't have to be, you know, this certain friend, but it could be anybody. The friends that I've got now, you know, if they come into my life and say, blah, 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 you know, I'll help them. You know, I'll advise them from aspects of my own life, my own experience. It's not that I'm trying to one-up or anything like that. I'm not that sort of person. When I sort of like talk about my life and associate my life with somebody else's problems, I'm hoping that they find like a similarity and go, oh right, yeah, that's how I'm living right now, and so was you at that time, and you did this, and you've come out of it. Oh, maybe I should try that, you know? That's the sort of thing I'm trying to get across. Because that's what it needs sometimes, is somebody there to give you that light bulb. Oh, really? I can do that? Oh my god. Cat. Oh, sorry, I'm just going to move my keyboard. Because I don't want to stop in the video again. She did that earlier. There we go. Let's see. She might be the person, or the animal that comes and turns my videos off when it's time to, because I just waffle on. But yeah, she's interrupted me, so I shall end this video now anyway. But I hope that, yeah, somebody might just see a little bit of my life experience, what I've done, what to look out for, to have a healthy relationship with the people around them, and to protect their own mental state, because that's what it is. It's mental manipulation that we get from these people. And once they've got a grip of you, it's very, very difficult to get out of it, because your head's just trapped in a prison of thoughts, and you cannot see reality as it is, and you can't see a way to escape. But you have the power, you know. You don't have to sit in that situation. You can walk away. There's people out there that can help you, you know. Especially now. There was when I walked away from partners and things like that. There's a women's refuge. I'm sure that there's a men's refuge too, you know. So don't think that just because you're a man, you can't walk away from a toxic relationship. And obviously, if it's your friends, you just close the door on them. You block their number. You don't you don't talk to them. You avoid them, or costs because they're not friends. But yeah, it's just recognising it all and having the power to walk away. You are allowed to control your own actions, and yeah, you'll get all sorts. You know, they have their tactics to make you feel guilty for leaving them. You know, oh, but you know, it will be. It's all fake, just to pull on your heartstrings, to guilt trip you, to hoover you back in. And if they can't do it straight away, they'll do it later on. This is why you just have to keep ignoring them, because any sort of contact, and they've got you, they've got a connection. All right, they've given in to me. So let's keep on, let's try something else, let's try a different tactic, let's try it this way, let's try it that. You know, you'll see them going through different stages. You'll have the, oh, I feel sorry for my stage, I'm so sorry, blah, blah. And then you'll get the slagging off stage. Oh, well, you use this and use that anyway, and then you'll get the aggressive stage. You know, you get all sorts of stages. It's the same sort of like stages of grief, denial, and, you know, acceptable, whatever. Yeah, I can't remember my stages of grief because there were so many intense ones on so many different levels throughout my life. I've had to handle them in different ways. But even when my dad died last year, yeah, I cried. I grieved for him, but it was with a healthy mind, so it was completely different to what I've done in the past, and it was a new experience, and it was good. It was cleansing, and I know he's not gone. You know, he's just changed form. He's transformed. His energy's changed, transformed into something which I don't know. Yeah, whatever else is after death, but you know, you can't destroy energy. We're made from energy. So I know he's not dead. His energy's not dead. His soul's not dead. His consciousness is not dead. It was just his outer shell, you know, which was riddled with diabetes and, you know, health problems and things like that, you know. So I know that his energy's changed and transformed, and he's somewhere different and not in the pain. And free. Yeah, free from my ground. You know, I hope he's up there having a whale of a time like you with Alta, definitely. My God, doing all the stuff that he wanted to do. Living it up, you know, and knowing that he didn't have to feel guilty for anything that I went through. He didn't have to feel responsible, because I understand the situation. It's the same as my ex Dave. I know he was toxic and he died the other day. But I'll honour his memory. He had his problems. He was ill from a very early age, and he learned to cope with it in bad ways. Very bad ways. And it's a shame. It's a shame. But this is what happens. You can't change a toxic person. That's up to them. It's like I can't force anybody to walk away from anyone. That's up to them. You know, at the end of the day, that's their decision. But they have two decisions. You stay or walk away. Which one's the healthiest? If you're not enjoying staying, then fucking walk away. Your life will change. Mine did. Oh my God, my life was completely turned around. It's done a 180 flip. Well, it was a slip. I loved it. I don't regret anything about it at all. All the guilt I used to feel is gone. All the panic, anxiety of just daily life is gone. Panic attacks leaving my front door, they've gone. And I can't say it's like, there was that was it. Josie messaged her this morning, have a beautiful day, and she said, she said, but you too. And I thought, yeah, always. And I thought, God, how long has it actually been since I've had a bad day? I mean, every day used to be a bad day. And, you know, I could count the good days on one hand. And it's just completely different now, you know. I've got to think back. When was my last bad day? And I can't think back that far. It's got to be over a year. And I mean, emotionally bad day where I was triggered. Well, I suppose Creamfields, when I had that panic attack, but that was understandable for the situation I was in. But, you know, having a bad day, feeling depressed, feeling that I didn't want to live, feeling that I couldn't cope, feeling that I couldn't handle the day. And, yeah, well over a year now, definitely, well over a year. And that's amazing, absolutely amazing, considering, well, I had it up, it's 47 years, nearly. I've not had bad days. It was sort of like a constant thing. Good days were, I did have them, but they weren't constant. Might have a few in a week maybe. A couple of good days. obviously holidays away and things like that. You know, have certain aspects of my life. Yeah, I've had good times, but they've never been constant. Not like this. A whole year of good days. Emotionally good days. Being able to cope all day, on a daily basis, 7 days a week, 24/7. I'm laughing because it just feels weird. But this is what you have to do when you're healing. You have to think back how you used to be, and just what a dramatic change it's been. Because I used to dread waking up every single day, have the same feelings, and getting better but getting worse. It's horrible. And to have that for 47 years. And then have, all of a sudden, 12 months, 365 days, God knows how many hours and seconds, oh God, of a good day, a good time. It's just amazing. And you could do it. You've just got to make that first step, that you're not going to let people manipulate you into that state of mind anymore. So I've gone off onto something else completely different now, and I forgot what I'm even talking this video for. Truth and stuff, yes. But yeah, I'm going to end it now. I've waffled on again. I've got some homework to do for college, which is going extremely well. Really enjoying it, especially science. I'm in my element there, it's great. Learning fast. Inquisitive mind has clicked in now as well, so I'm asking questions. And my tutor seems very happy to answer them and encourages us to ask questions. You know, she was quite happy. There was a few of us last week that was asking about cells and stuff, and is this because of this, and is this because, and what is that? Yeah, you know, she was really, really happy that was all happening, so I can see that this is going to be great. And I'm going to really enjoy it. But thank you everybody for all your support through all of this, through my healing, you know, new and old friends. You really have helped me so much, especially with this YouTube channel. The encouragement and everything, it's just brilliant from everyone. Which is something that is another thing. You know, I've had so much over, it's just been constant encouragement from everyone around me for the last year. And it's just something that's not been a constant in my life at all. The complete opposite. No encouragement whatsoever to move forward and be myself. To go for my dreams, to do what I wanted, you know, to make myself happy. You know, people around you that are willing for you to do that, you know, keep them around you. You know, they're the ones that help you go forward. Even if they're just there emotionally, you know, they can't do anything financially or physically, you know, emotionally. Just yeah, go for it, man. Those sorts of people have around you all the time. They feed your soul. And the ones that hold you back, just keep them where they are, at your back. That's exactly where they should stay. So, good luck everyone. Thank you for all your encouragement, all your comments, all your subscriptions and likes and shares. And if you do know anybody that might benefit from any of the information in these videos, please feel free to share. But do it discreetly. Don't tag anybody in it because it could cause problems, either through the partner or just trigger something in themselves, fear and terror in themselves that something's going to happen. So yeah, just share it to your own timeline or wherever, because I only use Facebook and YouTube, so I'm not on any other platform, so I don't really know how they work. I know I should get onto these larger platforms, so I will one day, just not right now. So however they work, however you share, however you spread the news, please do so. And if only you feel safe doing so as well. So don't share it if you think that you might get a backlash from people, you know, or people might start having a go at you or whatever, yeah, don't bother. People will find me if they need to. The universe will have me out there somewhere. But thank you very much anyway. Send you all love and light and have an amazing day. Love you all. Bye bye.